Good day everyone, welcome to a new update, and I try to keep it short on this one as I can go on for a few hours on everything that's happening on the markets right now. But Bitcoin is bouncing and we're most likely looking for a new all-time high in the coming weeks. We're going to dive into Bitcoin today in the second update, and we're going to dive a little bit into altcoins as well, as that is a topic of discussion. But before that, do not forget to subscribe beneath, like the YouTube update, check out my Twitter and Instagram where I'm posting daily content. I'll be doing a Q&A this weekend on Instagram as well to answer all your questions. And soon our face cam will be back as my eyes are getting better, my leg is getting better. So I'll be hitting the gym in the coming weeks once again, and I'm quite satisfied. Looking at the markets, what we see is a very pretty example of not getting retests. I've tweeted earlier today, people were waiting for 25k, which was around this region, didn't hit. People were waiting for 38k in this region, didn't hit. People were waiting for 45k in this region. I already claimed there that preferably you wanted to see that retest of 47k to be happening. And if you're truly bullish, you want to see continuation happening afterwards. Well, that took place, and we didn't really get any rejection at all. As in, we didn't get any corrective move, as such a corrective move would overall be weakness to the markets. And since then, we have been accelerating, and given that we've been pushing towards the recent high, this one caused this wick upwards, as many stops were above this level, through which we've got a chain reaction on upwards momentum. What is most likely going to take place now? Well, we do know, and I'll just get a clean chart so I can express it the best. We do know that we've got some crucial levels that we have to hold on to, and that's not exactly the level of the previous high. I mean, it's all depending on the daily close, how we are going to suffer from this big breakout and how far we are going to correct, if we are going to correct. But what we do know is that we are back into the range that we used to be in the beginning of this year. So I'm just currently constructing that range, in which the price has been acting between these levels. So between 49k to 50k towards 60 high, that is the level that we are acting in, and most likely we are going to be acting in that range in the coming period as well. So what am I assuming at this point to be happening to the markets? Well, it's very comparable to the price action that we have been seeing or taking place in the previous run, in which in October we started to break out heavily too, and then we started to consolidate at some point during November and December. But we get to that topic in a little bit. So what am I assuming at this point? I'm just going to squiggly it. I'm assuming that we're going to get such a momentum before we're going to continue moving in a bull cycle towards 2022. So at this point, I think that given the breakout that we've got, the level that we should be watching is the range low that we have been acting in previously too. So this entire region that we've got on the lows here, which is that area between 49.8 to 51k, and you don't know, but if we're going to get a correction, that is the level that for now is the crucial level for me. Because if we're going to lose that zone, I think we're going to quickly beneath this level around 47 and drop all the way back towards here. So I think that if we are truly bullish on the markets right now, this is just going to continue moving and potentially even test the all-time high region. And then we get a copy paste of the previous all-time high test. So we get some sideways action, get towards the all-time high, got down, sideways action, big breakout. And then we get into the final phase in which you can simply copy paste this entire one towards the one that we have above 63k, and then we probably assume that we're going to get towards 250k or higher. So the first question to answer, should you be buying Bitcoin? Well, after such a candle, you are very interested in buying Bitcoin at this point. I think you should still be waiting for some retest to happen, but all those retests have been taking place earlier already too. So if we get in this region, of course, that's a long entry. I would not be looking at shorts until we get into the top of this range, but that is the one that I'll be looking at. If you're looking for some swing trades or at least holding for several months, I think the chances are still fine. Now we get into the question of altcoins. In this run up, and especially in Q4, altcoins often do well in the USDT pair, but worse in the Bitcoin pair. So what we did see in this run from 10 to 20k on Bitcoin against USDT, if we get Ethereum against USDT, the exact same took place, in which Ethereum ran from $315 to 600. However, Ethereum against Bitcoin dropped. So during Q4, we've seen some slight run-ups in November, etc. However, the more vertical Bitcoin became, the more weakness we saw on the Bitcoin pairs as those were dropping down heavily. And also you can see that on Cardano, slow bleed all the way down before we started to make a new run upwards on this one. And when you're looking at Ethereum against Bitcoin, it's actually showing the exact same at this stage. So we are back into support at this point. However, we are all the way back from this level and we are making bearish support resistance flips. So at this stage, altcoins are getting sold off as people are jumping into Bitcoin. And that could be going on for a little while before we're reversing and before people are feeling secure again to get into altcoins at this point. When are they going to do that? Probably when Bitcoin breaks the all-time high in the first stage after altcoins are going to follow suit, or when Bitcoin is going to consolidate and some crucial levels are flipped. And when you're looking at ETH against Bitcoin, that's probably the only one that you should be looking at for this one overall, or you want to be looking at that one for the markets overall. As in 0.68 is the level that we just lost. If we are bullish on the markets for the altcoin pairs, you would want to get a reclaim here, as that would induce continuation. At this point, we are back at the lows and we are back at this support, and it's all depending on whether we can reclaim that level. If that is not the case and we get a bearish rejection here, I think especially when Bitcoin is going to continue, we are going to see more downwards momentum on the altcoins. Levels that I'm watching for Ethereum against Bitcoin, this is a region that I'm looking at for potential trades, and this is a region where I'm looking at for a potential entry point. So overall, altcoins are looking for some more consolidative periods, and also Chainlink and more of them are just showing red candles on the Bitcoin pair as people are jumping towards Bitcoin at this point. What should you be doing? And is Chainlink, for instance, still an interesting one to trade? Yes, it is. In the USDT pair, it still looks fine. So the chances are that we're just going to continue moving. However, in the Bitcoin pair, it's probably going to drop a little bit, through which you're just a little bit better off with holding Bitcoin if the thesis from last year still stands. Looking at Ethereum against USDT, we've also discussed the one that if we're going to hold the crucial level here, and I've assumed around 33 was another one, we are most likely going to continue moving to the upwards momentum. And when we're looking at Ethereum against USDT, and I'll just get a clean one myself again, what is the scenario that I'm looking at for Ethereum against USD at this point? I think that we're going to copy paste ourselves here, which means I'll just get another one as this doesn't make sense. We're going to grind back up. Resistance is found here, but this grind upwards is going to be less than what Bitcoin is doing. Then a corrective move all the way back here to go to test some levels and to trap some people. And then we accelerate with strength on the Bitcoin pair during December, January upwards in the next real cycle. And then we most likely are going to see a copy paste of this structure here, in which we test those recent highs and also constantly are going to make higher lows. So probably we are going to see something like this, and then we start breaking out heavily. But don't look at the time frame, but just that's the structure that I'm looking at this point. So, as a conclusion of this update, what am I assuming for Bitcoin? I think we're going to have a new all-time high test. What am I assuming for altcoins? I think we're going to have some more pain on them. And I'm just a little bit more cautious on the Bitcoin pairs until I see clear confirmation of a reversal or at least a support. If you did enjoy this content, please like beneath, comment if you want to see some other content. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out my Twitter and Instagram as well, where I'm posting daily content. Also check out the platform in the description beneath, where you can find all the content that we produce for our paid members, and also if you want to build a portfolio, for instance, and more. Do not forget to smile and have a wonderful day. I'll see you again soon, and Bye bye.